I'm sorry, the video is just... Hello all, AUDHDAD here, and I fancy doing something a little bit different. We see a lot of doom and gloom on the internet, a lot of things that unfortunately gets us down in this day and age, but I thought, you know, let's just have a bit of fun with it. We're going to look at some ADHD memes, see how we get on with it, and see where we go from now. Maybe some autistic memes as well. If you like this structure, then please tell me in the comment section, like this video, and we can move on from there, can't we? And we can make a great series together. So let's check out some ADHD memes on Reddit, shall we? ADHD and being too much for people. You're so quiet. Thanks, you told me I was being loud when I got excited about something. That was very relatable for a lot of people with ADHD, including myself. To be quite honest, my wife really can tell when I get running away with something, yeah? Running away with something, my mouth, you know what I mean. Neurodivergence or direct and curious, which triggers a lot of people who are fake and performative. I can't help but just have a little bit of an internal chuckle about this, because ironically I've been talking about this lately to my wife. We have a lot of night talk, let's just say that, about the world, passing rights to the world situation, especially, more so me, I'll admit that. But this has been a big example of the neurotypical to neurodivergent. I'm not saying everybody who's neurotypical is like this, they're not. You know, there is a difference between people who are right and wrong, and that can happen in all shapes and forms. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're divergent or typical or what. But I think for myself personally, I try and cut through the BS, I'll just say that. And this is honestly a prime example of the whole trying to do things for everybody else's praise and expectations. And for me, when you start seeing through that, especially as I've got older, it's kind of like, yeah, I want to get straight to the slice. I don't want to see the baking it part. I want to just slice the cake now situation. So, your grades are too high for you to have ADHD. Why did you forget your book at school? Why so many attention mistakes in your exams? What do you mean you forgot the house keys at home? Yeah, the amount of levels that start building up in this is quite relatable. To be quite honest, because I got diagnosed later with ADHD and autism, I've had problems all my life, but I always just thought it was just a me problem. And a lot of these things are, unless you get diagnosed early, you think that it's just, you internalize a lot of them, in my opinion. And it's ironic because a lot of the kind of like OCD, forgetting memory traits have been around for me for years. And this kind of thing, looking back at, if I could tell myself that the old, I'll just say 13, 14-year-old me to look at this, I think I would have understood it at the time. But anybody who's going through it now, who's around that age, yeah, you know, you're not alone in that. Hey, I'm so sorry I'm completely booked that day. One phone call. I find this very, very relatable as well. I'm very much a person, probably like a lot of you, who, if one thing's happening in that day, it takes up the day very easily. You know, if I'm waiting for that parcel and it says between 2 and 4 o'clock, I can tell you there's not much that will get done before that 2 and 4 o'clock when it comes around, because I will wait and wait and wait until that thing comes. Otherwise, my attention drifts. I will get very hyper-focused on something else or somewhere else. But no, it's not just about that, really, to be honest. It's very hard to try and start something else when you know you're just waiting upon something, you know? That's a lot of things in life, but unfortunately, there's a lot of things in life that are like that. I can just have an appointment next week that I know is coming up, and it can hold me hostage right now, you know, until that's done. Which is ironic because life in a way just never stops. It's always something going on. But when you have it all the time, I try and write everything down in my phone calendar, and I'm always looking at the next thing that's coming on then. And you kind of think, oh, by the time I've done that, everything's completed. No, it's not. There's one thing after that. There's going to be another thing. And that one phone call is a prime example of it. All set in bed, ready for a good night's sleep. Gotta leave the house in 10 hours and 23 minutes or I'll be late for work. Now, this, for me, it's most the school runs in the morning for me, just because we have to try and do like a visual timetable for my son and stuff. But I can guarantee that by the time, I can be tired at around 7, 8 o'clock. By the time it gets to about 11 o'clock, when it's time properly settling down time, sometimes I should go to bed a lot earlier. But like a lot of you probably have revenge nights where you probably didn't get stuff done in the day. And I've always been more of a night owl. Admittedly, I always have. I still am now, but it's very hard to be that when you've got 2 kids that need to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, ready for, well, 1 at the moment, ready for school. It will be 2 eventually, because we have a newborn at the moment. But off topic, I completely understand this, and I can be still sat at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, unmedicated, I will say, as well as just like this. So yeah. Me, should I go for a walk before I shower or after? ADHD, let's think about it until it's too late to do either. I completely understand that sentiment, I'm not purposely just pan-picking ones here that I understand. Well, it helps for me to obviously explain more on them, but this, yeah, it's another one that I completely understand. How many times I'll get to a point where I'll want to try and attempt to read a book or start a new game or, you know, anything like that, till it gets to the point where I've researched every little nook and cranny, you know, what to play on, what I should read, etc. And it gets to the point where I don't have time for it anymore. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you have this problem as well. Not sure how to explain this, but anyone else with ADHD gets so stressed from the emotional weight behind a thought or something that happened to them that they literally can't do anything else until it's resolved. I very much have that problem with a lot of things, and any situation, especially with children, any situations that you get in where it's something that needs resolving. For me personally, I cannot sit and leave it, to the point where I do burn myself out with it. I admittedly say that I burn myself out with it. So if there's a tip for anybody with that, try using the spoons method if you've heard of it. I know it's difficult. I know it's one of those things where things get in the way and you want to get them done, otherwise they're lingering. And you know full well if you don't get them done now, there's a good chance that 2 weeks down the line they're still not going to have been done. So yeah, I get it, but just try and use little methods for yourself in that, or just try and do the whole 5-10 minutes starting thing, because there's a lot of things or thoughts that go on in my head that completely sum up what's been written. ADHD is crossing off one item from their to-do list. Some days I'm just on fire. Well, I mean, who isn't like that who's ADHD, to be quite honest? I think there's a lot of people that can sum up kind of this meme. I'll not drag it on too much, but yeah, I have a list. I try and write everything down because I get very much confused in my head, to the point where I will walk around the house in a day and say, yeah, that needs doing, that needs doing, that needs doing. I will eventually sit down and just go, yeah, I don't have a clue what I've just said that all needs doing. So yeah, lists, just tick off what you can do. See what you can do within that day. Don't beat yourself up about it. That's all I can say. But yeah, when you're fatigued because of your depression, but you can't sleep because of your anxiety, man, I don't know how many times I've had this problem. In fact, I still have this problem, to be quite honest. If I wasn't medicated, this problem would probably be about 2 or 3 times worse than what it actually is. That doesn't mean it's still not bad. It very much is. But at the same time, if it wasn't for the medication, I'd get to a point where I don't even want to call it manageable. Just that it's not getting to a point where I'm feeling manic because of it, shall we say. So I get it. And there's a lot of push and pull with ADHD and autism as well as, so I completely understand this. My ADHD ass finally remembered to eat after neglecting my basic needs during a 9-hour-long hyperfocus. Completely get it. Been doing it on gaming sessions. Times where I've had the children, you know. I'm sorry. The video is just... I don't know what this video is off, but yeah, I find that completely amusing. I get it. Hyperfocus. It happens. It can go the other way as well for me. I can get to a point where I will just, if I'm bored, I'll just binge eat as well as, which thankfully I seem to balance that out somehow. I've never been kind of underweight, overweight, you know, except for medication. If you've been on certain medications, you know what I mean, someone can just blow you out. It has happened to me. The only time I kind of lost a lot of weight, I went through a part of gastroenteritis. That's a whole other video for itself, but anyway, completely understand it. Yeah, I'm sure you do as well as, again, tell me in the comment section. I'm going to finish up on this one, and this is a nice song. I better listen to it 10,000 more times to really enjoy it. I'm guilty for doing this on so many levels, to the point where I've probably done my wife's head in with it. To be fair, I try my best to put headphones on, otherwise I'll listen to it out of space. My songs have been, if I'm being totally honest, the Alicia song and Lumiere song from Expedition 33. I loved that game. I didn't go in it with any expectations. I came out of it with so much love, and kind of re-inspired me for the video games that I do want to play, and realizing the video game industry isn't as fudged as sometimes it looks. But yeah, they've been my songs just on repeat. I can listen to them forever, as well as a lot of anime, J-pop music. So if you've got any recommendations for that, please, again, in the comment section. So if you enjoyed that, if there's anything that you can relate to, if you've got any memes that you'd like to share me as well as, please tell me in the comment section. If you like this, I might make it a series, you know. I thought I'd try something different, try and lighten the mood up around ADHD. Next time I will do some autistic ones as well as, or I might just plainly do an autism one on its own. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want more of this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.